Americans love scenery. We want to see it all, from one coast to the next, Mount Rushmore down to the Everglades. So hop into a Chevy Malibu and take the scenic route. It's the car you knew America could build. There's a place where people count on friendships they can trace back generations, where they can count on the same stool at the coffee shop waiting for them every morning. This place is called Glen Ellen, and you can find it in every bottle of Glen Ellen wine. This is craft brewed Herman Joseph's, the smoothest, easiest drinking specialty beer in the entire solar system. And I believe you'll find drinkable in the dictionary right after don't order a beer you can't drink. Zoingo! Boingo! The freestyle pogo with more boing, more bounce. Bounce further, bounce higher with Zoingo Boingo. To see what makes Arrowhead Mountain Spring water different from those other waters, you have to go back to the source. And with Arrowhead, that means going back a little farther and longer than most. Between security challenged and security strengthened, there's one important word: how. And it is the how that makes all the difference to our nation and our world. Lockheed Martin. We never forget who we're working for. What makes Kraft Singles so good? 2 out of every 3 kids don't get the recommended amount of calcium. But with Kraft Singles, they get a good source of calcium and the taste they love. Kraft Singles. Magic every single time. Throw boring overboard with a new real meal from Long John Silver's. A meal worthy of a plate, just $4.99. Only at Long John Silver's. We may not all be geniuses, but we can all do something smart. Introducing the Hyundai 199 Sonata Lease. It's a smart deal on a really smart car.
It's not like I'm getting back in shape. Oh, getting back in shape? No, I never was in shape. So in February, I hired a trainer. I've had many since then. Some quit, some turned to drugs and alcohol. One trainer quit the business and opened up a candy store. Seriously, he makes the best maple walnut fudge I've ever tasted. So I'm not just big, I'm a carrier. People get big around me. Then the trainer says to me, you know, you're tired now, you're a little sore from working out, but once you start, you get addicted. I don't think so. I think I can quit this gym stuff anytime I want.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, Trump Tuesday, December the 2nd, and this is The True Conservative. Welcome to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there. I'm Ron, your host, and the only true conservative in the United States today. So today, after the Serenity Prayer and the patriotic song of the day, we'll have Varney and Company and President Donald Trump. All that and more when I get back. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I should not change, the courage to change the things I should, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Thank you. Now, Varney and Company.
Appreciate it. Adam Johnson, Chris Johnson. Varney and Company is up right now. Stuart, good morning. I'm going to say Merry Christmas already.
Oh, I was going to do that. I was going. Merry Christmas, Cheryl, and good morning. Fine stuff. And good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas to everyone. The Trump show rolls out again today. The president holds the 9th cabinet meeting of the year. We are likely to hear a lot about the killing of drug boat crews and the military buildup around Venezuela. We will also hear about President Trump's baby bonus. That's what I'm calling it. That is $1,000 put into a savings account for all babies born in America. They've got to be citizens, and they must have a social security number. We got a big surprise this morning. Computer guy Michael Dell and his wife are donating $6.25 billion to kickstart these Trump accounts. Well done. To the markets, and first up, cryptos. Bitcoin quoted this morning at 87.6. Crypto selling recently had upset stocks. But this morning, I got plenty of green from the stock market. The Dow Industrial was up about, 130. NASDAQ up over 100 points. Gold remains strong. It's down $30, back to $4,245 an ounce, but that's still up there recently. The price of silver, I've got it at $58 per ounce. Interest rates, they're up. The yield on the 10-year Treasury, 4.11. The yield on the 2-year, well above 3.5%. You're at 3.53. Oil, just under $60 a barrel, 59.07. But look at this. Gas now has a 2 handle. 2.99 is the average for regular. On the show today, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has called for an extensive travel ban. She wants a ban on all countries that have been, quote, flooding our nation with killers, leechers, and entitlement junkies, end quote. This is a response to recent terror incidents that are linked to immigrants. There's a special election today in Tennessee. Republicans are nervous. Trump won the district by more than 20 points, but the Republican in today's race is only a couple of points ahead of the Democrat, Afton Ben. She has made some bizarre statements, and she's out there on the far left. The GOP is nervous because the race is so close, and it shouldn't be. The Minnesota scandal, now under investigation by the Treasury. Scott Bessent wants to know how taxpayer dollars were sent to a Somali terror group. A large group of people, including many Somalis, took $1 billion. Why didn't Minnesota Governor Tim Walz do anything about it? Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025.
And that was Varney and Company, Nonprofit News Now. Back in a minute. Thank you. So, Journalism's Cruel Dilemma, that's the name of an article in The American Thinker by Bill Dunn. I'm going to read the first few paragraphs. Modern journalism is about deciding which facts the public shouldn't know because they might reflect badly on the Democrats. Blogger Sean Madlock, a.k.a. Jim Treacher, posted that jibe on Twitter back in 2014, and not much has changed since then, except that today the American press finds itself in the middle of a slow-motion cataclysm. Where all the debris finally settles is anyone's guess, but one thing's been blasted for sure, and that's the mainstream media's credibility with the public. Fewer than 1 in 3 respondents to a Gallup poll. Notice that they did it correctly. They didn't say 1 in 3 Americans. They said 1 in 3 respondents to the poll. Now say they trust the media's reporting a great deal or a fair amount. It's a poll the Gallup organization has been taking since the early 70s. Back then, the number was 70%, of course, because in the 70s, news was non-profit. What accounts for that remarkable collapse? Well, as the Mike Campbell character in The Sun Also Rises tells how he went bankrupt, it happened gradually, then suddenly. In the case of journalism's credibility, the gradually part was the slide that stretched across 3 decades since the early 70s. Wrong. It was the decades since 1980. That's when the news media went for profit. The suddenly part began in 2016 with Donald Trump's ascent to the White House. And so he goes on to say that the news media, basically, you better beware because people have so many other different sources of news. And so the big shots in the news business may end up becoming completely irrelevant. But he doesn't mention the 800-pound gorilla in the middle of the room, and that's for-profit news. It doesn't matter how many news sources that we have, how many different ones. If they're all for-profit, then we're going to get not news, but sensationalism and entertainment. So again, that was Journalism's Cruel Dilemma by Bill Dunn. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now back to Varney and Company, and they're talking about the drug boats.
On the military strikes on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean. Chad Pergram joining us from Capitol Hill. Do members of Congress want to exercise some control here, Chad?
Absolutely. Bipartisan lawmakers say they need more information about strikes in the Caribbean. There's a dispute about if Secretary of War Pete Hegseth.
So, real quick interjection here. They don't want to exercise control. What they want to do is be able to exercise authority without having to accept any responsibility. Back to the story.
Gave a kill order for a second strike on an alleged narco boat in September.
We don't allow the military to act as the police officer, the prosecutor, the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Raskin calls the strike a, quote, war crime. Hegseth and the White House say the strikes were legal. Hegseth denies that he issued the order. The administration insists that the U.S. acted to protect self-interest. Lots of Republicans have questions, but many support the administration's explanations.
Okay, so they wouldn't have to go through all of this crap if they had done, like I said yesterday, which is that you deny that the report exists. Instead of trying to explain, oh, no, it's all okay. Yes, people are dead, but it's okay because, and now the more you explain, the more desperate you sound, and the more desperate you sound, the more unbelievable you sound, and it ends up being tantamount to a confession that you're scared to death, and you're scared to death that people are going to discover some secret about this. Yeah, and again, you didn't have to do that. All you had to do is deny the report. The existence of the report. So the reporter says, well, there's a report that says, no, there isn't. There is no such report. Then the discussion is going to center around whether or not there is or isn't a report and who's going to produce it and all of that kind of situation. Rather than right now, the debate is whether or not the White House is trustworthy on this particular subject. You don't want to be in that position, and you don't have to be. Back in a minute. Thank you. Another thing that's a little bit interesting on Varney and Company.
Has told its employees, get back to the office 5 days a week.
Yep.
You think others will do that? Other big tech clients?
Yeah, well, Amazon is.
Yeah,
Dell is. Many banks, they are. But the common policy now is 3 days a week, those hybrid schedules. So Meta is telling their Instagram employees, you got to be at your desk, in the office, 5 days a week. It starts in February. They say being together fosters creativity, and they need to see more of it. A lot of competition, think TikTok and others. They also want fewer meetings. I love that.
Okay, so when they're explaining why they want, they're acting as if, and this is where they've been conned by liberals, is that they're acting as though the company is managed in common, and it isn't. There are managers and company officers that run the company. If the vice president tells you you're going to do something, you either do it or you find another job. That's it. He doesn't owe you a fucking explanation. So we're in a culture of explanations where everybody's demanding an explanation. You tell them, no, you can't do this. Well, why not? I don't owe you an explanation. Either quit doing it or start doing it or suffer the consequences. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now from an account called Will Kane Show.
We got a lot of people in our country that shouldn't be here, and they came in through Biden, and he was the worst president in the history of our country. But the single biggest thing he did was allow millions of people into our country that shouldn't be here. Drug dealers, prisons were opened up and allowed to come into our country. That animal should not have been allowed to come into our country.
And that was President Trump. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now, Alice Weidel.
Herzlich willkommen zum heutigen Pressegespräch der AfD-Bundestagsfraktion. Unser Bundeskongress liegt hinter uns am Samstag in Gießen. Und in Gießen hat an diesem Wochenende der organisierte und zu einem beträchtlichen Teil staatlich geförderte und politisch erwünschte Linksextremismus sein brutales, totalitäres und antidemokratisches Gesicht gezeigt. In einer funktionierenden Demokratie sollte es ein normaler, alltäglicher und unspektakulärer Vorgang sein, wenn eine demokratisch legitimierte Partei Parteitage und Kongresse abhält, um einen eigenen Jugendverband zu gründen. Und wenn diese Partei dann auch noch die größte Oppositionspartei ist, wie die Alternative für Deutschland, und die stärkste Kraft laut Umfragen in Deutschland und in Ostdeutschland, dann mag man das zu Recht vermuten, dass das problemlos wäre, ist es aber nicht. Wenn demokratische Rechte und Selbstverständlichkeiten nur unter Absicherung... Könnten Sie bitte da ruhig sein hinter der Kamera und nicht weiter stören? Machen Sie es doch aus. Ja, unterm Kopfhörer. Sie reden aber, das gab's noch nicht. Können Sie als Kameramann bitte leise sein, während unserer Pressekonferenz nicht weiter stören? Da wäre ich froh. Danke. Wundervoll. Dankeschön.
And that was Alice Weidel. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now from an account called X3 Techno 2.0.
Let's just take a look at this, because I already know they're on point.
People don't want to hear the truth. The truth is bitter, but we have to swallow it. The Democratic Party, I voted for over 20 years of my life. I voted for Barack Obama when he said he was going to bring hope and change. And yes, we can. And no, we didn't. The jobs didn't come. The better schools didn't come. The investment in our communities did not come. National security, our borders are open. We're not safe. We're not safe. And we've got to stop thinking as black and white and purple and Arab. We've got to start thinking as Americans. And that's what Donald Trump is saying. We're Americans. America first.
You have to remember, Donald Trump is the head of Trump Organization. And when you look into that organization, it is filled with blacks, whites, Hispanics, Arabs, Asians. It's different religions, different creeds.
And that was X3 Techno 2.0. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now from an account on X called TV Publica Libertaria.
gracias al tipo de gobierno que está imponiendo Milei, porque vosotros venís de un kirchnerismo que os estaba reventando, que os estaba pulverizando, que os estaba humillando y que os estaba sodomizando. Y lleváis así décadas. El pueblo argentino lleva décadas sometido. Y ahora, gracias a Dios, está cambiando todo. Vuestra inflación ha parado de subir desmesuradamente y por fin los salarios están empezando a crecer. Por mucho que te duela, esta es la realidad de Argentina. Por mucho que te duela. Y por mucho que odies a Milei y a quien te salga de la polla, es la realidad de Argentina. Y los datos no tienen partido político, tío. Los datos no tienen partido político, de verdad. No tienen partido político.
And that was from an account called TV Publica Libertaria in Argentina. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now, Steve Inman.
Hope you plan on taking a hostage? Plan on taking several doses of hot lead to your freaking back? My God, he just pumped so much lead in that boy. Turned him into a number 2 freaking pencil. Or quite possibly now looking like Swiss cheese melting in the street. You got to be one dumb son of a bitch to take a hostage in the first place, but even dumber not taking a look around the corner. Just barely missing the victim with accuracy. My God, let's take a look at another angle here. Just another case of looking around and finding out.
And that was Steve Inman. Back in a minute. Thank you. This is from the Ingraham angle, and it's an interview with Laura Ingraham, and she's actually interviewing Kash Patel.
Yeah, and Mr. Director, Democrats, and I know you know this, some never Trump Republicans, are salivating over a new report first obtained by the New York Post. Miranda Devine, she came on last night, talked about it, that takes aim at the FBI under your leadership and that of your deputy, Dan Bongino. So you had current, some former FBI staffers, all anonymous, put together this 115-page report. And now there was some very positive stuff in there, but the overall read was that the agency had become rudderless and that you're more focused on your social media than doing your job. Now, I assume that these are just bitter deep staters, but what is your general reaction to these concerns raised about the state of the FBI 10 months into the Trump administration, part 2?
Okay, so the way he should answer this is say there is no such report. It doesn't exist. That's my reaction. Let's see how he answers it.
Yeah, look, anonymous sources always lie, results don't. I'll get to the results in a second. These anonymous sources were individuals from the Comey-Ray era that weaponized the Department of Justice and cratered the public trust in the FBI to something that was at levels that has never been seen. 35% public trust in the FBI when we came in 10 months ago. And now we're to believe that these anonymous sources are the ones accusing this FBI, the most successful in history, of being rudderless? Let's just look at the results. If we were so rudderless and we sent our mission out into the country and around the world, how would we have arrested 25,000 violent felons this year alone? That's twice as many as last year alone. How would we have arrested 35% more spies from Russia, China, and Iran than last year alone? How would we have found 6,000 children and identified them? That's up 22% from last year alone. We have taken down criminal networks and those that wish to do harm to our children. We have arrested in the 764 category, the nihilist violence extremist network, a 590% increase on those who wish to prey on our children. Those are just some examples, and I haven't even gotten to the monumental success on fentanyl, where we shut off precursors from China and have seized enough fentanyl, 22% increase this year alone, enough to kill 127 million Americans. We're crushing violent crime.
Okay, so I think that's good enough. What he's doing is explaining. And again, it's a bad idea because when you explain, you lose. But that's what happens when what she basically asked him to do, she didn't produce the report, the supposed report, or anything. She demanded that he take her word for it. Now, she's supposed to be a conservative. He's in the Trump administration, and so I guess that's why he decided to go ahead and take her word for it. Still a bad idea. You don't want to take her word for it. You want to challenge that. You say there is no report, and then the issue becomes the report and not your performance. Right now, he's in a position where he's having to defend himself. It makes him look like he's desperate and afraid of something, and that's no good for him and no good for the administration. So if you're ever put in that position, there's a report that says, consider saying, there is no such report. Doesn't exist. Back in a minute.
What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
People dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again. Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Never, ever quit. Never quit. Adversity makes you stronger. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedoms. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way.
When they couldn't beat him, they tried to bankrupt him.
President Trump is back in a New York City court.
When that didn't work, they tried to put him in federal prison.
Raided by the FBI.
When that didn't work, they even tried to kill him.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Donald Trump still stands, ready to fight, ready to win, and ready to make America great again.
This is Donald Trump's house, brother.
This election, we all get to choose. I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American values. The 45th and soon to be 47th President Donald J. Trump.
Starting on day one, we will defeat inflation quickly and we will make America affordable again. I will cut your energy costs in half. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break. We are going to bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. When I'm back in the White House, we will restore world peace, and it will be again peace through strength. I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. And we'll put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country. November 5th, 2024, it will be Liberation Day in America. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come. Together, we will make America great again. This is a movement like we've never seen in the history of our country.
Wisconsin is Trump country.
And that's what this fight is all about. We're taking on the failed political establishment and restoring government of, by, and for the people. It's the people. You're the people. You won the election.
We love this country. We love Donald Trump.
Promises made, promises kept.
We support President Trump.
This is epic.
Donald Trump is our president.
With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we are going to stand for the sacred rights given to us by the hand of Almighty God. You joined our movement, the greatest movement in the history of our country. You protected your family. You defended your dignity. You recaptured your destiny. And you took back your country with that great election 2.5 years ago. We are one united movement, one united people, and one United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
You have always been loyal to this nation. Now you finally have a president who is loyal to you. Every day between now and November 2020, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. America is a land of heroes. A place where greatness is born, where destinies are forged, and where legends come to life. This is the home of Thomas Edison and Teddy Roosevelt, of many great generals, including Washington, Pershing, Patton, and MacArthur. This is the home of Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Amelia Earhart, Harriet Tubman, the Wright brothers, Neil Armstrong, and so many more. This is the country where children learn names like Wyatt Earp, Davy Crockett, and Annie Oakley. This is the place where the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth and where Texas patriots made their last stand at the Alamo. The American nation was carved out of the vast frontier by the toughest, strongest, fiercest, and most determined men and women ever to walk on the face of the earth. Our ancestors braved the unknown, tamed the wilderness, settled the Wild West, lifted millions from poverty, disease, and hunger, vanquished tyranny and fascism, ushered the world to new heights of science and medicine, laid down the railroads, dug out the canals, raised up the skyscrapers. Our ancestors built the most exceptional republic ever to exist in all of human history,
and we are making it greater than ever before. This is our glorious and magnificent inheritance. We are Americans. We are pioneers. We are the pathfinders. We settled the new world. We built the modern world. And we change history forever by embracing the eternal truth that everyone is made equal by the hand of Almighty God. America is the place where anything can happen. America is the place where anyone can rise. And here, on this land, on this soil, on this continent, the most incredible dreams come true. This nation is our canvas, and this country is our masterpiece. We look at tomorrow and see unlimited frontiers just waiting to be explored. Our brightest discoveries are not yet known. Our most thrilling stories are not yet told. Our grandest journeys are not yet made. The American age, the American epic, the American adventure has only just begun. Our spirit is still young. The sun is still rising. God's grace is still shining. And my fellow Americans, the best is yet to come.
Years ago, we took a wrong turn and lost our purpose. We lost the strength that makes Americans who we are. If we dared to speak the truth, it was called hate speech, and our values were labeled shameful. That's when everything we care about fell apart. We surrendered our borders, our paychecks, and our courage. Our patriotism was called toxic. Men could beat up women and win medals, but there was no prize for the guy who got up every day to do his job. Now we're being asked to settle for the way things are. And we're wondering if America can make a comeback. We can, because we've done it before. When we get knocked down, we don't stay down. We get up again. We fight. We fight. We fight.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. When I first came into office, I cut taxes more than any other president. We have created 7 million new jobs, and it led to a growth like we've never seen before. We developed the greatest economy in history by far. When I left office, it changed. Inflation destroyed the lives of so many people. Interest rates went from 2% to 10%. Millions of illegal immigrants, traffickers, and drugs coming into our country. Our country has gone to hell. So I made a decision to run. We're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. I will fight for you with every breath, and I will never let you down.
President Trump is literally putting his life on the line, and he's willing to risk it all because he loves this country.
He is strong, he is fearless, and he is what this country needs right now.
Our cities will be safe, our streets will be clean, and our border will be secure.
We can't allow our country to be destroyed by politicians who will put their own power ahead of the interests of the American people, our freedom, and our future.
The left told me to hate Trump. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger.
So if you love this country, if you want to stand up and fight for the future of our nation, you must re-elect Donald J. Trump.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. If I
give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider, because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward.
For years,
Thank you. This is Ron, your host and the only true conservative in the United States today, bidding adios to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there, and reminding you that abortion is power for men.